everyone. Welcome to Freebird Spirit YouTube channel. Thank you for swinging by and hanging out for a little bit as we do another deep dive. Today's deep dive, we're looking at JD Vance and all the things. He's really in the news lately, as you know. We're doing this recording as of July 21st, 2025. And when I say we, I mean me. Okay, so let's just get into it right now. I don't feel that it's, how would you say that? I don't think it's it's coincidence that this is all happening right now with the Epstein files and push with getting the files and the list and all the things. People want that out, and that agenda is being pushed right now, even with some folks on the right. And today's reading is on JD Vance. And as we know, a week before the Wall Street Journal that really blew it out of the water for Trump, he went to the Murdoch ranch and met with Rupert Murdoch. And then we know then that the Wall Street Journal put out the damning article in regard to Trump. Then, all the things in between. And then you have Trump suing the Wall Street Journal and Murdoch, Rupert Murdoch and whatever, about it. And then Rupert doubles down and does another article at the Wall Street Journal. And as of today, they kicked the Wall Street Journal out of the press at the White House. So all this is going down. And I don't think it is a coincidence that any of this is happening right now. But why the up in the timeline? We kind of had some inklings of that energy happening, and that JD Vance is, buying his time, to step into the presidency at some point, as part of their plan. Project 2025, Project Esther, the whole thing, which he is connected to with Stephen Miller and others. And but kind of waiting their time. Like, they needed the White House, which they used Trump for, but they don't need him they didn't need him for the whole thing. Trump is Trump. We know his shadows. We know why he's there. But it really doesn't have anything to do with the Project 2025, although, again, grift, whatever, follow the money. That's where he's at. It also kept him out of jail. It also, all the things of why Trump would want to be in the White House. But these other folks have other plans, and we know what they are. We have access to reading Project Esther and Project 2025. If you haven't, please do. It's disturbing. And that's what's taking place, and we're seeing it being played out. So why did they up the timeline to get JD Vance? I mean, because I see this as they're beginning the steps to oust 45. That's my sense. But why'd they up the timeline is the question. Is it because 45 is sick and it's getting worse? He's harder to control, because that happens with folks with any type of dementia. As it gets worse, they're harder to control and manage. Or is it, they see his plain old health worsening, and they can't manage the response to 45's getting worse anymore or whatever. I don't know, but I want to find out why they upped the timeline, and is this actually going to go through? Are they actually going to put him in? I never, I didn't ever see him being president. But people have free will, so I don't know that this. But now it's becoming more evident that that is part of the plan. So I kind of want to look at that. So, and but there's so many more steps to this. But these are some of the things that I was seeing, and I'm like, okay, let's do a deep dive on JD Vance and see what's going to happen with him. So I'm going to go ahead and throw some cards like I do, and we're going to take a look at and read, do some. But first, let's see. Okay, they're definitely prepping him. They're putting him out into the public eye more right now. They're definitely prepping him to that. I do feel that this is their motivation. You have Stephen Miller, the other people, the Project 2025 people, the Christian nationalists, all the things. They're all behind this, getting their agenda going in. They've been doing this since 1970. So this is all part of the plan, and they have people in place for this now. So it's like everything's in place. And I do feel they've stepped up the timeline here, but they're definitely priming him to step in. There's no way that when the election comes up that anybody would vote for him. So this is the only way that he could actually step into the presidency, because no one would vote him in. He's not well liked. You know what I'm saying? All right. So I'm going to go ahead and pause, and we're going to throw some cards here. Okay, we're back. And here we go. It literally, these cards are backing up some of the energy, the stuff that we were seeing and feeling, and hearing, and all the things. Right here, the Magician card. This is the theme card of the entire reading. And this literally talks about manipulation, mastery, kind of controlling perception, and using his tools to shape reality. So politically, this could just be, manipulating, his political realm there, being very calculated, orchestrated, and really crafting an alternative path. It literally, I mean, this, to me, this points to, looking at the overall, and this is the theme card for the overall. This speaks to intention and agency and spin. Someone working behind the scenes with precision. And that's what we've all thought. And this is presenting itself right here. Okay. So it also speaks, I think, it, as manipulation, working in the shadows. Okay, so we're going to find out more here, but let's look here. This is, oh no, we're going to go here first. I have to go here first. This is the current energy. This is like swirling directly within and around Vance. Okay. And you have the Lover's card, the Magician, and the Emperor. And the Lovers card in this position here is just talking about an alliance, a strategic alliance, and with powerful figures. Um, yeah, and what else with this? I just see it as an alignment with powerful figures because it's connected in this row here, and it it also could mean he's still in this manipulation. He's still playing with both sides, whatever that is. Okay, and then coming into this direction with the magician this time, it's talking about again that calculated persona shaping stuff, acting deliberately, positioning himself as Trump's shadow or or heir, so to speak, or, to take over or whatever. And then you move into the emperor. He has his bid for dominance here. This is where he's going. He's trying to solidify this alternative power structure. He's aiming for the throne, is what we're seeing here, and this is what's happening. Okay. Now we're going to go here. We have the Ten of Swords, the Lovers, and the Page of Swords in this one. This is a very recent past thing, and we're looking at some betrayal, alignment here, and okay. Well, let's start here first because this is what we're literally living this out this last couple of weeks. So this starting here, we're looking at betrayal, sacrifice for gain. This, if this were about the Murdoch meeting, this could, it talks about the cutting ties with Trump or betrayal of loyalty there with this alignment. It feels as though powers that be, not just Murdoch, it feels as though they're encouraging this move and to take Trump down. That's what I'm seeing. And the path that they were on is dead, and they have to make a move. Is kind of what it feels like. In this, the Lovers could represent more of a proposition, some kind of ideological or political alignment here with all of this, mutual ideology and desire outcome, challenging what's there. And then you have the Page of Swords. He's our spy in the tarot, and it feels as though, very strategic, very spy-like, testing the water, throwing it out, testing the waters, taking, that's when they put out the article in the first place, right? And watching the response of people, all right? And very secret. So this whole line is just very secretive and marked with betrayal, choices, calculation, messaging, media influence, all that. Okay, so that's what's recent past. We just lived it, so it just is playing out very. And so now we're in the current position here. And we have the Seven of Cups, the Magician, and the Six of Cups. I see a lot of cups here. And but let's start here. With the Seven of Cups, sorry. I got confused. All right. This is creating confusion, illusions, or just options and chaos and conflicting paths and deception and misdirection, all the things. And we're living that too. This is current. So it's hard to know what to believe in what what you're hearing or whatever. But it's a lot of swimming in chaos, a lot of things happening right now. And he's a key player in this. J.D. Vance is a key player here as it's unfolding. He's creating, this is all part of their game, whatever. And then you have the Six of Cups coming in here, and this is talking about past influence, talking about some of what they're trying to do is, this reminds me of the older conservative ideas, and that's what they want. The old guard coming back in here with this, but that's current right now. So I feel like right now there's more chaos, there's more noise, more stuff coming in. It's like fog. And yeah. But you're also going to see powerful figures from the past kind of showing up here as well. Could be in this. Anyway, all right. So then we're going to the near future, and we have the Star, the Emperor, and the Four of Cups. The Star coming in here. He wants to represent hope. It also shows that he is stepping into the spotlight here in the near future, and he's using the narrative of hope and public appeal here. And so that's going to be the narrative of trying to push him to the front. So I think that's why we're seeing him more in the spotlight, is because they're trying to now make him palatable or whatever. And so, yeah. And then you go to the Emperor here, and yeah, stepping into solidifying that authority for him. Now we move into here, and this is an interesting card here because it looks as though if this plays out like this, that either we're all bummed that he's in there or that he doesn't actually get in there. And we want to throw some more cards on that, because he might not actually get in there. Like he's right there, but like no one bites on this narrative, and no one wants him. So, or he gets in and everybody's like, boo, this whole thing hints that he's, this is the plan to get him here, but no, he's not embraced. So something happens that he doesn't quite maybe make it to here, but this is definitely where it's going, what the plan is. It's what I'm seeing here. But let me pause. Let's look at this more. See what we get. Okay, so I quickly threw clarifying on that Four of Cups, and it looks as though, and look at this, guys, you have the Justice right there. So you have the Chariot, Justice, and the Queen of Pentacles there, and I feel like this we're going to see this play out. Like it's almost like he's being put in this place to take the throne, so to speak, but it doesn't happen. And I feel like because of this Justice card, something comes. He won't be. Um, because of past dealings, he won't past financial, possibly financial dealings or whatever. It's coming back at him. Oops. Yeah. So something's revealed. And yeah, this is what it's showing. So, and that kind of backs up, and I'm going to switch the camera mode so I can chit chat with you. And there I am. So it goes to show you that what we were feeling before, that I've never seen him step into that role. And we're seeing it going closer and closer to that, but something comes out and he won't be taking that position. But who will? That's another question. Should we look? If it's not him, who? The next in line? Moses Mike? Let's look. Let me pause. All right, you guys. So I'm going along just like you guys, looking at the cards, wondering, and how it kind of ended for, this push for JD Vance to get in there. But at the end, it doesn't look like something happens, and it looks like he wouldn't. And then I started thinking about that Seven of Cups too, the Illusion and Delusions card too. And maybe they're playing him as well. So when we get that Four of Cups at the end, I'm like, interesting. I don't know. Anyway, the cards for Mike Johnson, Moses Mike, he says he picked by Moses, or God told him he was Moses. We have the Victory card coming in here for him. And so that does show that possibility of him actually being sworn in. That would be horrifying too. None of the choices are good right now. But to kind of start us off, we have the Queen of Swords and the Page of Wands. So you see that he's not prepared for this. He literally is not prepared for this type of thing. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing in reality of it all. But look at this Queen of Swords, and this energy together is kind of being pushed in because of whatever's happening legally. He's kind of forced into the position here, leading into the being sworn in. But on the other side, you have this the High Priestess and the Ace of Swords, and that High Priestess really speaks to hidden something was orchestrated here. Like it could mean like the rise of him is kind of like a preordained, or not preordained, backed by political unseen forces is what I'm seeing here. So he might be the real, so all this other thing is distraction, and he might be the real one they're trying to put in place here to run their whole game. And JD Vance thinks he is, but in reality, it's Mike Johnson they want in there. So, and then you have that Ace of Swords, of course, it's falling. Either way, it's sudden and clean. I don't know what to say. But this shows possible crown at the end. We will revisit this again, but what I thought was a J.D. Vance reading turned into, we're going to have to do a deep dive looking at Mike Johnson next. Okay, love you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Thank you for all your support, all your subscribes, and all the things. I really appreciate you and keeping this channel going. I know I've been out for a couple weeks. Girls got a vacation too, right? All right. Love you guys. See you soon. Boop. Oop. Sorry.